Hello and welcome. You've joined CJ Gilbert in the Web Cave, and we are taping episode number 30, the big 30. We're so glad that you've joined us today. Thank you and welcome, and so glad that you're here. Episode 30 of Ask A Web Geek, and we're still going strong. Welcome to the Web Cave. Here we are. This is my own little pocket in the web jungle, and I'm thankful that you've taken just a moment of your time to spend with me today. We've got some folks live in our Facebook group that are chatting with me, and I'm going to continue to chat with them. And I encourage you to join our Facebook group and ask any questions you have and chat. And it's totally okay with me if folks come in and out of the chat and in and out of the recording. It's a live session, and that's totally okay with me. And everything's recorded, so you can always come back in later. So thanks for being here with me. What do we want to start with? Well, we've got to start with our featured animal of the week. And as I was looking around my office and deciding who that was going to be today, it had to be our lizard. And the reason that the lizard stuck out to me today is because I started thinking about how a lizard moves, right? Have you seen the lizard sunning itself on a wall, and it's doing those little push-up things, and it does that to regulate its body temperature, by the way. But then when it's ready to go, it doesn't exactly like tiptoe forward, does it? It runs, right? It runs really fast, and then it stops and it waits for a while. And then it runs some more, and and then it stops and it waits for a while. And it does its push-up thing. And then it runs some more, and then it stops. And that made me think, maybe we could take a lesson from the lizard and how it moves through the jungle. Maybe there's times when we need to take ferocious activity and just move. But then there's also going to be those times when we really just need to stop and we need to rest and we need to regulate our body temperature, make sure that we're, eating the right foods and taking care of our bodies and getting enough rest and all those pieces. So that's my message for you today with the lizard, is really try to find that balance in your life this week. Make sure that you're taking those steps you need to do, those actions, and when you've got those actions to take, move quickly and do as much as you can in that small amount of time that you're taking action and moving forward. And then give yourself permission to just take a step back and rest, especially right now. You know what I've found is when we're in this digital space and we're doing everything digitally, I feel like it's taking more of my time, and I'm busier now than ever before. And so maybe I'm just preaching to myself here about taking some rest and some time to recuperate from all that action. So I'm going to share that with you this week, and I hope that it inspires you, and you think of the lizard as you're going through this week, and you give yourself permission to do both things. Take action, move, and then rest, and then spend that time with your family, and then recuperate and catch your breath. All of that's important, and then take more action again. So there's our lizard. Hopefully he inspires you and you think of him as you go through your week this week. Taking action, and then taking care of yourself. All right, let's flip over to our slides and see what we've got in store today. Ask a Web Geek with CJ Gilbert. That's me. I'm the web safari guy. That's why I was wearing that silly hat. I'll take it off now. But that's what I was doing. The Web Geek. I call myself the Web Geek, the web safari guy, because the internet is a jungle and it's so easy to get lost. And this is the show where I say, what would you like to ask a Web Geek? I know you're going through your web jungle, your business jungle this week, and you're struggling with something. There's something that could help move you forward, or there's things that are holding you back. What are those pieces? What are those pieces for you in your web jungle that are preventing you from moving forward? Ask this Web Geek community, and we're going to help you put those pieces in place. I teach folks every day, your website is your number one tool. Your website is your number one tool to grow and support your business. Man, I've got to preach this louder and stronger than ever before. It is the only thing you can fully own and control on the internet. You have got to make sure that you have a website that you own, that you control, that's totally in your own possession, and you're not relying on somebody else's platform or system to keep you in business. Yes, you should use all of those social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever your customer is, that's where you should be hanging out too. But it shouldn't be the only thing you do. You shouldn't be hanging your entire business on somebody else's one platform, because what's going to happen tomorrow? Stuff changes, merges, companies get bought, sold, acquired, things change on the internet. The only thing you can control is your own website. And if you think of it like that, if you think of a website as a place for you to, a foundation for your business, it will help you enhance every aspect of your business. It will help you attract more customers through search engines and directory listings. It will help you make more sales as people get to know you and become familiar with your products and services and read and research about you. And it will enhance customer service as people get their questions answered and their needs met without even having to pick up the phone and talk to you. That increases your efficiency. That helps you save time, save money, and serve your clients better, faster, and easier. You know, let me take just a moment to congratulate you, to acknowledge you for being here with me today. You're listening to me either live on the call with me right now or the recording in the future. And either way, I know that you're taking just a few minutes to invest time in yourself to build your business and build your professional endeavors. So I want to say good for you. Congratulations. You're doing the right thing. You're in the right place. And just give yourself a pat on the back and acknowledge that you're taking those steps today. Ask a Web Geek. Let me tell you really quickly about how it works. We go live into our Facebook group, Ask A Web Geek, on Wednesday mornings at 9 a.m. Pacific. We hang out, we chat with the folks for a few minutes, and then eventually I decide that we get the show started. And we tape the show together live as a community. A few days later, over the weekend, I take that show and I cut off the beginning and the end, and I add a little intro, outro music, and my logo, and a couple screens and slides and things like that. And I create the YouTube show, which goes live usually on Saturday night, earlier if I can. So that'll go live on Saturday, and then the podcast follows it either minutes later or the next morning, depending on how late it is that I've made that podcast. Like this last weekend, the YouTube show went live, 9, 10, 11 at night, and then the podcast made it there the next day. So that allows you to consume the information in repetition. I'll come back to that in just a minute. We're also on Twitter. Please follow me, Ask a Web Geek on Twitter, and feel free to tweet along with the show. When you're watching it, when you're listening to it, no matter which episode, or even if it's a year later, tell me what episode you're listening to. Tell me what follow-up questions you have, and I would love to greet you on Twitter. So if you're a Twitter user, follow us there, Ask a Web Geek, and you're welcome to ask any questions there as well. All these links and details are at our website, AskAWebGeek.com. Let me just, with the touch of a button, I can take you there, AskAWebGeek.com. You can click this green button to join our Facebook group, ask any questions you have, participate in our live tapings on Wednesdays, and then click this blue button and subscribe on YouTube. We've just hit 90 subscribers on YouTube, and I would love to get that number over 100. Would you please help me make it over 100 subscribers on YouTube? That would be super. And it's a podcast. Let me know if it's not available on your favorite podcast player. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and we are in several other podcast players. Please let me know if we are not on the podcast player of your choice, and I'll make sure it gets there. Quick disclaimer, you must be willing to have your question or issue addressed in a public forum. This is a public group, public YouTube page, public everything. This show is for everybody to watch and enjoy and learn from. So I just want to make sure the topics that we're talking about are not like proprietary or secret to your business, and that everything that we're talking about in this forum is totally okay for us to discuss. And we can certainly hide passwords, and we can certainly obscure the back of your website if we're going to log into something live. So we have ways of controlling sensitive data. If that's a situation we need to, just let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to show everyone how we do everything and be as transparent as possible so everyone gets the most amount of value out of the information. This is not legal or professional advice. I'm a web geek. I've been doing this for over 20 years, so I know a lot about websites and marketing and how it can help your business, but I'm not an attorney and I'm not a CPA, and you need to have both of those professionals in your business so that they can give you that professional business advice. This is not that legal professional advice that you need to have. This is a web geek explaining the best he knows about how to use these tools. But make sure to consult with your own business attorney and CPA before you make any of those business changes, and you accept responsibility for everything. Who am I? I'm CJ Gilbert. I'm the web geek. I've been a web developer for over 20 years now. I'm a speaker and author teaching business owners to think of their website like their number one tool to better grow and support their business. I believe that my business is to serve your business. And as I help you and I work with you on your website, we're actually improving your business while we're working on your website. It's fascinating. And my work helps your work do better. I want you to do more business. I want you to do better business. And I believe that by you working with me and by me working with you together, we're going to actually reach more people, like a multiplication. We multiply each other. My efforts will multiply your efforts and allow you to reach even greater and more people with your work. And together we help millions. Golden nugget. Be on the lookout today for your golden nugget. And that's the reason that we kind of build the show the way we did. Because if you consume it the way it's intended, that is to say, you join our Facebook group, you ask a question, then you show up live to the taping, you participate, you laugh with us, you joke with us, you laugh at something stupid that I said that you get to listen to live that I don't edit out later. And then you hear it as a podcast later, and then you watch it later on YouTube. Every time it's kind of the same show, but it's also kind of different. And the thing that's different is your brain. Your brain is different every time, and you are in a different place, and the information is going to hit you in a slightly different way, and you're going to get a golden nugget, a different and new golden nugget every time you watch or listen to the show. And you might think to yourself, that's crazy. How can I listen to the same thing 3 times and get 3 separate ideas? But that's just the way our brains work. Your brain is amazing. So give it a try. Watch the same show 3 or 4 times in these different areas and just watch what happens. And then let me know. I would love to hear what extra ideas you got the 3rd time you listen to CJ talk about, whatever dumb thing he's rambling on. But that's the way our brains work. So just look for it. That's all you have to do. Grab some paper. We are going to be going over a couple things today you're probably going to want to jot down. So in that left-hand column, you can label that notes, and on the right side, actions. That way you can take your stream of consciousness notes right down that left side, and then you'll be able to still call out those action steps you want to move really quickly on, like our lizard. Move really quickly on those steps in that right-hand column, and make sure to star your golden nuggets. Ask A Web Geek, sponsored by the Productive and Independent Doer Entrepreneurs Group. This group is a Facebook group that's kind of it's become like a sister group to our group, because the leader of this group, Janae, was our first guest geek on one of our episodes a couple episodes ago. I'll tell you which one that was in just a minute and what she talked about. But I was so glad that she joined us and was our first guest geek and presented some material for us. And likewise, I've been a guest geek in her Facebook group. So I am currently the featured geek, if you will. She doesn't call it that, but I will. I'm the featured geek in her Facebook group right now. And I'm talking about an important message. I'm sharing a warning, a caution about a domain name scam that's going around. This may have happened to you. You may have gotten one of these letters in the mail, and it looks super official, and it might be really concerning to you. So check out this less than 20-minute video where I go over how to look and see, is this really a bill or is this an advertisement? But it's very deceptive, and it really ticks me off, and you can see me get fired up about that topic. I'm the pinned video right now for this week, the week of April the 6th, in the Productive and Independent Doer Entrepreneurs Group. And you can get there by using this shortcut that I made for you, paide.gilbertstudios.com. That's paid with an extra E at the end. paide.gilbertstudios.com. It stands for Productive and Independent Doer Entrepreneurs. Paid with an extra E. paide.gilbertstudios.com. Join her group, fantastic group of people, topics of all kinds to share, to help you with your business, all kinds of different resources and tips for entrepreneurs. And start your day right. This is something I do every day. This is a morning call with my mentor, Eric Lofholm, and it's just 15 minutes, but man, it helps me get in the right mindset of success. This is something that I'm either on the live call every day, or if I miss the live call, I listen to the recording every day. I was on the live call this morning, and I'm really glad I was, because it helps you get fired up. It puts your mindset on straight. You know what I mean? It helps you put yourself in the mindset of success. And I really encourage you to check that out. And of course, I made you a shortcut link to get there. amcall.gilbertstudios.com. It's AM like the morning time, like it's 9 a.m. amcall.gilbertstudios.com. Just go to the shortcut link that I made you, pop in your name and email, and he's going to send you all the contact info because it's your choice. It's 7:45 a.m. You could pick up the phone and dial in, and he'll send you the phone number and the passcode and all that such. And you can just jump on and be on the call live. Or if you miss it, you have a meeting, you can't make it one day, whatever, it's recorded and it becomes a podcast that's released to his Podbean website later that day. And it also goes to YouTube, similar to kind of how we do it here. So that means you can join live or you can check out the recording. And I really encourage you to do that every day. Put yourself in the mindset of success. Learn these principles of success. Keep encouraged. Keep moving forward in your business. I can't recommend it enough. amcall.gilbertstudios.com. And finally, don't miss my free video workshop. This is the foundation for the material that I teach, how to think of your website like a tool to better serve your business. It's called the 5 Keys to Unlock the Profit Hidden in Your Website. It's based off of my book, 5 Golden Keys to Sharpen Your Website, and it's a fantastic introduction to how you can make your website work for your business. You can sign up at mywebsitesafari.com. My M-Y website, W-E-B-S-I-T-E, Safari, S-A-F-A-R-I.com. mywebsitesafari.com. And if you can't spell any of that, just go to gilbertstudios.com. You can find all the links right on the homepage. All right, buckle up and stay hydrated. I'm going to take a sip of water. I encourage you to do the same, and we're going to get into our topic for today. So our featured topic of the week, the last couple of weeks we've been talking about how to take your message online and how to use these tools that are available to us to do so. For 2 weeks, we talked about how to use Zoom, the Zoom platform. And then last week, I shared with you 8 ways to think of your 8 ways to share your message virtually. I stole this top 7 list from my mentor, Arvee Robinson, who's having a one-day seminar right now virtually that I'm going to go join as soon as I'm done with this. And I stole her message and enhanced it because she shared these general principles as here's 7 things, actually 8 things that you can do to share your message virtually. And I, as her web geek, had to enhance that information with some exact tools and resources you could use to do so. So check out her message, my message from last week's show, 8 ways to share your message virtually. That was episode 29. I took her 8 ways and then I added which tools you could use to do that thing. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions about that. So then the 2 weeks before, we were talking specifically about how to use Zoom as a platform to share your message. Well, the thing I wanted to go over with you today is some things that have changed just a little bit, some new things that have come about. You see, people were sharing Zoom links. So this is the first thing I'll tell you about. People were sharing their Zoom links in a public way, like they were just publishing it to a website or social media or someplace, and they weren't using any passwords or any kind of security measures, and absolutely anybody could click the link and join the video. Well, this has created a problem, and we now have a new word for this. It's called Zoom bombing. So have you heard about this? This is the thing that's happening. Zoom bombing. Well, that's where someone comes into a Zoom room that you're hosting and they basically hijack it from you. They start sharing their screen. They can start sharing inappropriate images or videos or filling up the chat with garbage. And for someone that's not ready for that to happen, someone that might not be as technically adept at using these tools, this would take them off guard and they wouldn't know what to do about it. So as you can imagine, they were taking advantage of people just not being very familiar with the platform and taking over their meetings. So this week, Zoom has done a system-wide sweep of all of the way that their website or the events are scheduled, and they've implemented some of these things that used to be options are now being forced for you to use by default. Now, it seems to me that you can still uncheck these boxes and take off these restrictions. However, I might recommend that you just leave those restrictions in place because they really are for your protection, and they're for the protection of the people in your group. Imagine a classroom of kids, if you will, and a teacher that's trying to present some material, and then somebody else comes into that room and shares something really inappropriate. We don't want that to happen, obviously. So if you put a password in place on that, that will stop that from happening if you don't publish that information, right? So a couple things I wanted to go over with you today. These two features have now been turned on automatically for everybody's Zoom, and here's what they are: passwords and waiting room. So a couple things to tell you: when you create your Zoom meetings in advance or on the fly, when you hit the button that says new meeting go, it's going to automatically assign a password, and it looks to be a random 6-digit number. You can change that. You can change that password to be whatever you want. It can be letters or numbers. So it could be, today's date, or it could be the name of your pet, or it could be, whatever you want it to be, or a combination, right? I could put April, spell out April 2020. That could be my password, right? It doesn't matter what you make it as long as you share with your people what the password is. So when you're creating that Zoom, when you're scheduling that event, which we went over 2 episodes on exactly how to do that little password field, go ahead and leave it checked. Make a note of what that password's going to be. Update it to something else if it's easier for you to remember or share. And I would say keep that involved. Keep that in place. Now, the cool thing about the password feature is when you start the Zoom room and you get the information out of the Zoom software, they can give you, follow me on this, they can give you the link right to the room, and then you have to separately give someone the password that they have to type in, or they can embed the password directly into the link. Now, you've got to be careful where you share that link because it's got the password embedded into it. But the benefit of that is you could then take that password and you could email or text it specifically to someone, like one person that you wanted to have. Or if you had a group chat or a group email with your small group of people, you could send that link directly to them. They could click the link. It's going to go ahead and automatically bring them into the room and enter that password for them. So that is something that you can do. That's a benefit you can use, and it makes it a little bit easier to use the password feature, but still share it with your people and allow them to quickly use it and get in. If they don't have that specific link, you have to give them the password separately, and they'll have to type it in separately. Let me know if you have any questions on that. A lot of these things are changing every day, and I'm happy to answer your follow-up questions whenever necessary. The next thing that just became mandatory is what they called the waiting room. Now, I typically was not using that feature in my rooms because I wanted my people to just be able to jump in the call with, no restrictions, no obstacles. The people that I work with, I want them to have no barrier to entry. Come on in and we'll chat and we'll figure it out when you get here. But this is a new thing that's been added, and it surprised me when I had a Zoom the other day because this wasn't a setting I ever had, and it popped up and it was forced to happen. So this is what happens. When you enter the room and you have this waiting room feature enabled, which by default you may now have enabled, what's going to happen is people will not automatically all join the room together. They're going to be parked over here in this waiting room area. They cannot speak to each other. They cannot interact with each other in that room. But you, the host, will be notified here in the main room that you have people waiting in the waiting room. When you're ready, you can open it up. You can click the one button that says admit everyone, and everyone will come swooping into the room. Or you can use this strategically. Here's a really cool way to use this. This might give you the opportunity to kind of meet ahead of time with your team to go over some kind of information before you open up the meeting or the call to everybody else. So imagine that your call, I'm just going to call it a call. Your call is scheduled for 11 a.m. in the morning. You and your team could get on a few minutes ahead of time, what did I say, 11, 10, 45, 10:50, and join the call. Anyone that joins the call and everybody is going to go into this waiting room where they get a message that says, thank you for waiting. The host is going to start the meeting soon, or something like that. By the way, you can customize all that text. I was playing with it yesterday and add your logo and all kinds of stuff. But they're going to be parked over here with that message, please wait, please wait. But you, the host, can then see who's in the waiting room, and you can pick individual people. So let's just say that we're having a Zoom meeting right now, and I'm the host, and so here I am in the Zoom room, and as the people start joining the call, they're parked over here in the waiting room area, I could then specifically just one person at a time say, okay, now I want to bring David into the group, and now I want to bring Garrison into the room, and now I want to bring Betty into the room, and then the four of us can have our pre-show meeting, right? Make sure everyone's got their slides in place, everyone knows who's presenting what, and then I'm going to hand it off to so-and-so. You could make someone a co-host at this time. So often when I'm having a Zoom meeting, I'll make Garrison a co-host, and that way when I'm speaking and I'm greeting people and I'm interacting with the folks, he can be kind of behind the scenes, keeping his eye on things, muting people that are being obnoxious or loud or making distraction. And I do the same thing when I'm producing a Zoom for somebody else. They make me the co-host, and I kind of sit back and they lead the show, and I'm just there to support and change the view and mute people and bring people in and out as needed. So it's very helpful if you can have a couple people who are on your team that you trust, that you give them those co-host controls, and they can help you kind of run that meeting. So that's a great place to do that. You take advantage of that waiting room, let the people kind of collect and build up, bring in the people you want ahead of time, have your powwow, make sure everyone's got their slides and everything that they need ready. And then when everyone's ready to go, okay, you ready? You ready? Let's do this. Then you click the button that says admit all, and everyone else will come swooping into the call. So these are the features that have now been enabled and kind of forced on you to use by default, but I think they're great features. And for your own security and your own highest benefit, I would encourage you to just leave those in place. Now, I may take some of them off. I may play with them and just see what it's like to keep them or not, but if you're at all tentative about the situation that's happening, or you're at all nervous about someone, hijacking your Zoom room, just leave these measures in place, and then it won't happen to you, because you get to choose who comes into your room. You get to choose who you give that password to. Does that make sense? Are you following? Let me know if you have any questions about that. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions, because these are really important for us to be able to use these tools right now, because we're all forced to kind of be online and work online. So, of course, the bad people had to pop up and take advantage of the situation, but I'm here to help, and our community is here to help you use these tools and keep moving forward in your business. So please let me know if you have any questions about any of those topics. Hi, Kenna. Thanks for joining the call. That's my daughter, you guys. It's so cool that she's here. Thanks for being here with us. Everyone say hi, Kenna. All right. Well, I was going to take a little bit of a field trip today, so I left this slide in just in case we wanted to do that. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Other than to say, let's take a look at the Ask A Web Geek website. Let me bring that up for you. Oh, I hit the wrong button. You weren't looking at that anyway. Let me show you what that looked like. This is the slide I was looking at. I don't know what you guys were looking at. This is the slide I was looking at. Let's take a field trip. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and pop over to the Ask A Web Geek website. I would love for you to come to the Ask A Web Geek website. Click this green button right here. Join our Facebook group. Ask any questions you have on websites, marketing, email campaigns, social media, and more. And would you please click this blue button, subscribe on YouTube. We've hit 90 subscribers, and I want more. We have over 160-something people in our Facebook group. Love for you to join us there. And if everyone could also join YouTube, that would be awesome. In like episode 2 or 3, we made this PayPal button, which has lived on the homepage of the website. If you'd like to support the show and essentially tip the geek $1 for a cup of coffee, that's the button to hit to do it. And then if you want to watch how we made this button, you can click right here on this link that's going to take you right to episode 3, where we made this button. It was in response to a question. One of our users said, how do we make a PayPal button? And so we did that right live on the show. And then right down here in this section is where you can follow us and find us on all the places. So you can, again, join Facebook, follow on Twitter, watch on YouTube, and here's how you get to some of our podcast features. This will take you right to Apple Podcasts. This will take you right to Google Podcasts. Those are the 2 big players. If you can subscribe for me in either one of those places, that would be amazing. And my highest request is Apple. If you're an Apple user, an iPhone user, an iPad user, please click this link right here and go subscribe on Apple Podcasts, and I would just love it if you'd leave me a review. And you can always find our most recent episodes right here. We've got, well, this is going to be episode number 30, but this is the shortest, quickest way for you to find the last 3 episodes. The most recent one and then the 2 before it are right over here. So for example, here's all 3 of those last messages you could check out. Episode 27, how we introduce Zoom and encourage you to sign up for free and how to join a meeting. And then in episode 28, we went into a few more of those features, how to customize it, how to add your picture, and how to schedule a meeting that you wanted to host. And then last week, as I mentioned, we shared 8 ways to share your message virtually, which I stole from my mentor, Arvee Robinson, and then enhanced with my own material. And those are all available for you, as well as all 29 episodes. And if you want to, you can click the episodes button right here to keep going back and looking at all of those. In the future, we are going to make a page that just lists all of the topics that we've gone over so that we can provide you an easy, quick way to get back to those. So do that. So visit the Ask A Web Geek website and hit those buttons and subscribe in those places, and then let me know what questions you have, would you? And if you need more help, I'm available to you. I'm available for private coaching. Yes, I build websites, but I'm also available on an hourly basis or even a part of an hourly basis. If you need help doing something, getting something to work, getting a website to work, getting your group set up with Zoom or some other online platform, let's just have a free call. Let me know. We'll just have a free 15, 20-minute phone call just to chat and see what's going to be the right solution for you. And then if we can find something, we'll do that. Think about this could apply to your business, but it could apply to almost anything these days. Do you need it for your own coaching or teaching work, or maybe a mom's group or a church group or a business group or some other kind of meeting that you can now hold online? Reach out to me if you need any help with that. Phone number 619-512-3210. You can call or text CJ at 619-512-3210. We can even have a Zoom meeting. Guess what my meeting ID is? Do you know? 619-512-3210. So let me know if you want to call, text, or Zoom. 619-512-3210. Feel free to also reach out by email, CJ at Ask A Web Geek, CJ at AskAWebGeek.com. Happy to answer any of your questions or schedule that time to chat more about your needs. And I'm still really excited about this. We're doing virtual business networking on Thursdays and Fridays with exceptional entrepreneurs. And I am thrilled to host these meetings. I'm so glad we can stay in touch and we can stay connected during this time. And we've been having a lot of fun. So you can get all these links and details at meetup.com. I also have an article on it on my blog, gilbertstudios.com/blog. And that's where you can find the direct links to join our meetings. I've got the meeting IDs here on the screen in front of you. And if you're listening to this later, just check the show notes because I've got it all in there for you too. You can find out all about that in 2 places. My blog, gilbertstudios.com/blog. Find that article where I shared about getting online. And I also have the links to exceptional entrepreneurs there. Or you can go directly to meetup.com and check out the Exceptional Entrepreneurs group. Doug has done a heck of a job of creating those virtual meetings with all the links and details. And you could even be a speaker. Would you like to present on one of our upcoming meetings? You could do that too. Let me know if you have any questions about that. Otherwise, we'll see you Thursdays and Fridays for our virtual business networking. It's now time to Ask a Web Geek. I'm just going to go over, I kind of already did go over our last couple shows with you, didn't I? This is the slide where I'm supposed to officially do that, so I'll just do it real quick. Episode 29, the 8 ways to share your message virtually, borrowed from Arvee. Episode 28 and 27, again, getting started with Zoom was 27, and then part 2, episode 28, I just went over that a minute ago, setting up your profile and how to schedule a meeting. And then here's the episode I was talking about before, episode 26. That's where Janae was our guest geek, and she shared her productivity system, 1-3-more, a great system that you can use per day, per week, per month, or per quarter to help you keep moving forward in your business. Don't get caught up in the day-to-day minutia and not feel like you're getting anything done, but instead follow this system, 1-3-more, to make sure you're accomplishing those specific tasks that you need to accomplish. It was really good, so go back to episode 26 to check that out. It's on our website, AskAWebGeek.com. A lot of conversations going on here in our Facebook group. We would love for you to join any of these conversations. Join our Facebook group, ask any questions that you'd like, and then also answer any questions that you'd like. We've got some pinned posts right up at the top, different topics that we're always chatting about. We've been talking about project management tools and customer relationship tools. We've talked about Instagram hashtags and some really cool tools to use to play with those. And our this one I'm featuring right now on some good books. You want to recommend some good books to us? We'd love to read some good books on business or marketing, offline and online things that we can do to grow our business. And what else? What questions do you have? How can we help you with your business? Is there something, a tool, a technique, something that you need to learn to help you move forward? Or is there something that you feel is holding you back? And if you could just learn this thing, if you could just do this thing, it would really help you break through and make more progress in your business. What are those pieces? How can we help you? Come to the Ask a Web Geek Facebook group, create a brand new post right there in front of everyone and say, CJ, I don't know how to use whatever it is. I'm struggling to get whatever it is done. If only there was a tool, if only there was a resource that would help me do this, then I could do it in my business. Let me know what that is, and me and my community will come to your rescue and help you out. That's what we're here, and we're going to plunge through this jungle together. Ask a Web Geek, sponsored by the Productive and Independent Doer Entrepreneurs Group. Make sure to check out this group. It's fantastic. And you can get there by going to this shortcut link, paide.gilbertstudios.com. Again, that's paid with an extra E, and that stands for Productive and Independent Doer Entrepreneurs. paide.gilbertstudios.com. Punch that shortcut in. It's going to take you right to her Facebook group. Join her group, really cool group of people, and then watch that pinned video at the top. It's this geek right here ranting and raving about a domain name scam that drives me crazy. And I still get clients that email me every week. Is this a real thing? Do I need to worry about this? And I scream, no, they're trying to rip you off. So check that out in her group, paid, paide.gilbertstudios.com. Start your day right. Make sure to join Eric Lofholm's morning calls to get fired up for your day and put yourself in the mindset of success. Use my link, would you please, amcall.gilbertstudios.com. This is a shortcut link. It is an affiliate link. The class is totally free. There's nothing to buy, but this link helps Eric know that you came to his show through my show. amcall.gilbertstudios.com. I'm saying AM like the morning time, like it's 9 a.m., it's 10 a.m., amcall.gilbertstudios.com. And then you'll get all the info. You'll get the phone number and the passcode. You'll get the links to the website and the podcast so you can listen live or recording every day. Really good stuff. And finally, make sure to check out my website, safari.com. This is my free video workshop, 7 videos, less than 10 minutes each, that are going to teach you the core principles of how to think of your website like a tool to grow and support your business. And after you've done that, come on back to Ask a Web Geek and ask any follow-up questions you have about any of the topics, any of the tools, any of the resources that we've gone over, or the new things that popped into your mind as a result of watching that material. And all the links and details are available at AskAWebGeek.com. And in 3 days, I'll be able to say we've got 30 episodes there for you to go through. That's over 30 hours of this guy talking about websites and marketing and social media and more. And we've answered all kinds of things over the course of the show. We've helped people with scheduling tools and PayPal buttons, and we've talked about websites versus funnels, sales funnels versus landing pages, and we've looked at specific things and worked on specific things. We've talked about strategy in general. We've gone over so many different material. Let me know if you have a specific question. If we've already talked about it, I'm going to send you a link right to the place where you can get it. And if we haven't already talked about it, we definitely want to on an upcoming show. Because if you're asking the question, other people are asking the question too. So that's what we're here to do. Let me know if you've got any questions. Let me check in with our audience down here. Thank you so much for being with me this morning. Just want to say hello to Jennifer and Shirley, who have joined us here recently at the beginning of the call. You missed all the good stuff. Just kidding. You can go back and watch it. It's recorded. I leave the whole show available for you in the Facebook channel, so you can see the whole unedited, raw, and uncut version of the show with all of my mess-ups and foibles and stupid things that I say. And then I do polish it up just a little bit for our YouTube and our podcast audience. And I love to throw those outtakes at the end because it makes me laugh, and hopefully it makes you laugh too. So let me know if you have any questions or feedback about that. Thank you so much for being with me today. It's April 8th. Did you know that today is the 99th day of the year? Happy day number 99. Tomorrow is day 100 of 2020. How have those first 99 days been for you? Going good so far? Yeah. How's your web jungle doing? Let me know if I can support you. Thanks so much for your time and attention. You're the kind of person that's working on your business, working on improving your life, and I'm proud that you've been here with us. And thank you so much. My name is CJ Gilbert. My company is Gilbert Studios. My show is Ask a Web Geek, and here we understand that the internet is a jungle. Oh, I gotta grab my hat. It's a jungle. It's too easy to get lost and fall down the wrong path, wrong hidden traps, quicksand, vines snagging you everywhere you go. What are you gonna do? You feel lost in the jungle. Well, don't let that happen to you. Join up with a tribe of people like my Ask a Web Geek community. Hire a well-trained guide like this nerd right here who's got a sharp machete, a box of tools ready to go, and he'll lead you through the jungle and get you exactly where you need to go. Let me know how I can support you this week. Have yourself a wonderful week. Happy Website Wednesday. Make it a good week, and we'll see you next week in the web jungle. God bless. The internet's a jungle. Roar! All of those pictures will be coming out on social media in the future. Whoops. There's a really pretty hummingbird right outside my window right there on my tangerine tree. Really cool. That's never a problem. If you only can stop in for a minute, that's cool. I just love the fact that you were here for a moment. Feel free to ask any questions while you come through. I love having that live studio audience. It really helps me do a better show, I think, because if it's just me in a box talking to myself, right? Well, I do that a lot anyway. We just call that crazy. But if there's people on the other end of the camera, well, then it's not crazy. It's a Facebook Live. So you're making me not crazy.
Event, at least from the neck down. What you're wearing below, maybe we won't see unless you stand up. But dress like you're coming to a networking meeting. Come with your makeup on, come with your hair done, and be ready to be in the video so that you can connect. Now, this is CJ. Now, CJ is on the call today, so I am going to bring CJ in. He's one of my superstars. Hi, CJ. How are you today?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good, good. So tell us a little bit about what you're getting, because you're still in the program. What are you getting out of the Passionately Speaking program?
You know, I got to tell you, I'm such a fan of Arvee. I've known her for a decade at this point. I'm sure. And we've gone to all kinds of things together and known each other for a long time. And I was a free fan of hers for a long time, attending her webinars and watching her at luncheons and different things like that. I was fortunate to see her at several group speaker events. And then when I knew it was time for me to, I'm going to say it, take my business to the next level, or really use the power of speaking to enhance the other things that I'm doing, I signed up and became one of her students in the Passionately Speaking program. And it has been phenomenal for me because her formula, her system that she uses is so easy to follow. And it's so easy to take each one of the steps and think of it like stepping stones. She gives you the stepping stones, and as you get to each next step, you just plug in the thing that's true for you and your business. And when I started working with her, I didn't know what my message was going to be. I kind of knew. I knew how I was serving people, but it's been so amazing to watch my business grow, and as I'm serving people grow at the same time that I'm working on my speaking. And I just know that those pieces are all interconnected and how they work together. And it gives you a freedom when you're in these networking meetings, and you have that feeling before of, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't want to look like an idiot. I don't want to, want to represent myself well. I want to get, people involved. I want to help people. You have all these thoughts swimming around in your head. And if you can just dismiss all of those thoughts and pick up Arvee's formula and plug in the things and practice, practice, practice. And before long, you don't even have to think anymore. All of a sudden, it turns to you and CJ. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm CJ. I'm a website designer. I've been a developer for over 20 years, and now I'm a speaker and author. I work with business owners and speakers, coaches, and authors on how to really use their website so that they can help more clients, improve their sales, and serve their clients better, faster, and easier. I flubbed it up just then, but you know what? You didn't even notice. And that's something else that I've learned from Arvee. You just trust that the words are going to be the right words to the right people at the right time. And these are all things that you'll learn in the course of her material. And I use it at this point every day of my business career now. So I love being a student of Arvee, and I still show up every week for class, and I still learn those nuts and bolts. And every time she says practice, 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 she's right. You can't practice too much. So thanks so much, Arvee. I'm so pleased to be here.
Thank you, CJ. All right, we'll bring you in a little bit later. We're gonna.
Sounds good. The internet's a jungle. Roar! Where's my lizard? Here it is. Run, 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 run. Rest. Run, 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 run. Rest. Rest. Do little push-ups. Little push-ups. Lizard push-ups. That's what you're going to think this week. You're going to think lizard push-ups. This is the kind of thing I do for your amusement. Lizard push-ups. See you next time. Bye for now. The things I do for my community. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Oh, this is my new tattoo. Do you like it?